Hello, hi, this is Bougie Bikwa.
And this is Rudo Love Bikwa.
Bikwa. So, yes, we are siblings, and today we're coming up with a new show that's going to guide you to your healing because with everything that's been happening in our lives, we've had to do a lot of healing. And
Yeah.
we decided that we want to invite you guys in our space and just, yeah, and be part of this journey when it comes to everything that triggers you in life, everything that you've gone through, and this is it. It's actually raining. Yes,
We can still we good.
you're fine. Are you
But
sure you have?
Rain is good luck. So guys, we are here inviting you to come with us to a journey. This is something that we decided to do because we are aware of the fact that we're healing from a lot of things that happened in our lives. And this is us saying, embrace the healing. It has to be conscious, it has to be planned, it has to be something that you go out of your way to make sure happens and you get the resources that you need.
And I can tell you one thing about healing and everything is also admitting everything that's been happening in
Yeah.
your life. Because I've realized that we use the word healing so easily, and I always feel that
loose.
we've already
It's loose.
been healed. You know, when you read the Bible, if you're very Christian-y, you know, it says that you've been healed as soon as
Yeah.
you know when
As soon as you believe you've been
You
healed,
believe you've been
however,
healed.
it's a journey. And sometimes, like you said earlier, you think you've healed. You honestly think and you believe that you've healed. However, there are triggers. There's things that happen in your life that remind you, oh, there's this thing. Actually, I haven't healed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have the worst triggers in life, and it only took me. Well, I went for therapy last year. You are aware,
Yeah.
and then I'm going through. Then I had to go through therapy again
Yeah.
with the whole drama that happened in my life. But the one thing that I picked up is that, in most cases, when that happens, you're not even aware.
Yeah.
Ukuthi this person, people will trigger you to a point of no return, and I have learned something so profound that learned to walk away.
Walk away.
No
Walk
matter-
away. Be conscious of where you are. Be conscious of your journey. Always know it, because if you don't, then you can get easily triggered.
Nah, I don't believe really that you can get easily triggered. I strongly believe, Oguti, there's people who hurt other people.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And I know this because I've went through it. And with me, my life, I've always had to be defensive with everything that happens to me.
Yeah.
I need to defend myself. I need to defend. And funny enough, people will look at you. I even used my kindness as a sense of defending myself.
True.
Which
When
I'm-
you allow things to happen.
yeah, to say I'm going to be so kind to you so that you can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Not
I've
knowing
done it a
Guti,
couple of times.
not knowing Guti, your kindness sometimes it can be a problem because you're just being kind so that people don't hurt you. Can't usually people when you're that kind, when you're that sweet, they end up taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
They end up saying things. That's why when with I'm going to go straight to like with the drama that I had, you know, everybody was like, but he's so sweet. It's not like him. I was like, no, he's an abuser. Then people are saying so many things about you that you know they're not even true because nobody knows you that well. Nobody knows exactly
They saw an event, they saw a moment.
a moment, and they want you now to define your whole life with everything that had happened
And we
that
all
night.
have moments.
And we all have moments. And I'm just like, maybe how about you wait for the full story? To understand when people really do get triggered, not saying that when you misbehave or when you've done something wrong, don't take accountability to say, but what led you there to that
Yeah.
moment?
Yeah.
What is it that needs to be fixed?
In order for those moments
Not to ever happen again.
It's important. And sometimes you hear people say, mina vele nginje, nagithi bayazi. Everybody knows I'm like this, and you must accept it. That's also wrong. You force feeding your bad self onto other people just because you have managed to use it as a facade. You are hurting. So instead of you dealing with your issues, things that are really, really bugging you, you decide to use a defense mechanism and say, this is who I am, take me like that or leave me because I went through something, and because of that something, I converted into this ugly thing that, you know, people must just accept.
And you know, people use it so much in the entertainment industry, so shocking. Umandati, mina vele kasi nje ka mina ngiyashayana mina umuntu ngiyamlimaza. I'm like, yeah, even though you know that's your thing. Even if you know, like, don't.
Why are you owning
Why are you owning
Why is
it?
your
It's like,
thing even?
even if it was with you know, there's people I've seen. Man, I was like, in, and you're like, you know, we know it's there. Like, I know with me that I can go there. I mean, proven by the steps.
Are you telling us? We've got the footage.
We got the footage and everything.
We know you
We
can
know-
go there.
And then, but now you
fix
start,
it.
but exactly, and then now you start using it as if it's something so amazing,
No.
as if when I went into entle. I once heard this girl saying to me, we're at a friend's house. Sis, you won't believe this. It was so shocking. She was like, "Mina, I sleep with anyone that ain't for no glala nayo, wabon."
Okay.
And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, you owning your
Okay.
sexuality, go girl." Then she says, "But I'm little lamb is fair."
Really?
I'm like, at minutes lamb. I'm like, would you really want to have it less fair?
Why are you accepting it as part of you?
Why are you making it like a thing that is so
Yeah.
beautiful? Yeah, I mean, minutes lamb the last, but yeah, just call that jail and I would, hey, listen in China.
I think, you know, it's important you mention that because, see, healing sometimes doesn't just begin with us. Remember, we've got parents, we've got great grandparents who were hurt. And sometimes it gets aligned into our lives without us even knowing. You know, those outbursts, those temper tantrums that we have, sometimes they're not directly from us. So when we heal, it's important for us to look at the spiritual aspect. I think it would be good for us to have someone actually to come and help us unpack this, because if I'm to heal alone, I will go through counseling, I will do a lot of things, I will pray. But sometimes it's important for me to know and understand where I come from, because those triggers might not necessarily be only for me, current. They could have been triggers that happened before and I wasn't there, I know nothing about it. But because I am tethered, these people are my people. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, I understand.
Just like you hear about Inhlanhla, maybe ayiqali ngawe, it's bean. So gini namabhadi, gini nithanda ukulwa.
So when you go and cleanse yourself,
And
we won.
There's a lot of healing, but now here's the thing. Now it's a question because I don't know. How do you now get healing to that depth?
See, I told you it's gonna rain. Now
Yeah,
it's raining cats and dogs.
It is. It's really.
Do we continue?
No, we continue. The guys are saying continue. So we
Continue.
Yeah.
So, what were you
The
asking?
healing. How do you heal something that happened before you?
Well, I think how you heal something that happened before you, that is generational.
Generational.
You need to go back. That's when Amasangoma come in. But now
Prayers.
prayers come
Yeah.
in. And the healers.
Yeah.
Because not everybody Otwasilim is like
Should be a
healer.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I
Because
picked up
we
with
trust for different
for different things.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So this is when you also find, you consult, you find the right path. And also when you're doing this for your family or for whoever, you make sure that everybody's involved, because most of the when we won, it doesn't really help anyone.
Well, so I've heard. I don't know. I'm really not clued up, hey? I've got questions. I'm not clued up.
Or
All I know-
unless if when we yenze like batting firstborn,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
therefore it cleanses everybody else.
Yeah.
There's one of those.
Maybe we're being cleansed.
Maybe we're being cleansed. No, this is just witchcraft. Guys,
We're
it's
being
raining.
cleansed. So, guys, this is a journey, and we're inviting you to join us.
I can't wait for us to unpack it. So we're just saying to you guys, welcome to it. You know, we're going to tell about triggers, the healing journey,
Yeah.
everything. And I know that one thing that I picked up when I was in Sun City, right, in prison, the funniest thing, guys, is that I realized that with the LGBTQI community as well, we need a lot of work. Because with the gay guys that I met today, even though it's something that I'm going to say for the queer way of life, you know, to really unpack it. But one thing that I picked up was that, Arisha, man.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
inside.
Even when you listen to the stories, you know, when you're sitting there, and
So you guys actually chat and
yes,
compare stories.
and compare stories. Because now you need to understand, when we were all there, guys, the funniest thing, when you meet other gay guys, the crimes are so linked, or
it?
the wrongs, or whatever. That it's either it's violence, fraud, theft, More violence.
Yeah. So do you think there's a lot of anger,
There's a lot of
but
things.
it doesn't come out
No, because
to those people that hurt them?
yes, and we hide it very well. However, we get triggered. And when we get triggered, we act out of, and we do these things to ourselves. We think that we're bettering ourselves, or it's a defense mechanism, or it's the fact that you want to make money so you can be accepted better and you can have a certain social standing.
I'm sorry, guys, it's raining.
I told them that it's raining.
Can we go indoors?
Can we continue this conversation indoors?
I'm drenched. We indoors now.
No, we had to move. No, we had to move, guys. We really had to move. So before, we were talking about the whole cleansing of millions.
Yeah.
Okay, Guti, you need to do it for yourself, right? And then, but if we first born, usually when we won, or it's something like that, depending, Guti.
I don't know. I don't know. All I'm gonna say is something. Something just came to mind because I have kids. You know, if I don't heal my scars, if I don't heal my pain, I will transfer that pain to my children without even being aware. Don't you think?
It always happens.
Yeah.
Do you know it took me, when I looked at our parents, remember, like Sakul, for me, it took me a while for me to understand which my parents are actually human beings.
Yeah, yeah. Because we don't think of them as human beings.
No.
Yeah.
That's why it was easier for me to learn to understand, different characters and to really see Uguti. Also, they were really hurt people in their lives.
Yeah.
They're extremely hurt.
And if you think about it, if everybody is hurt in some way, shape, or form, our parents were hurt too. And I think another important thing is in your healing, you have to try and break the cycle in a way of hurting other people, be it conscious or unconscious. Let's try and break it.
But it's not easy to literally break a certain cycle sometimes.
I know, because sometimes you're not the only one in the cycle, and there's other people.
Certain things are just embedded in your soul and in your mind. It becomes a problem. I promise you. I've seen it. That's one with you're like.
Okay. You know what, Ne? I think let's do it like this. If you have got a trigger, or if you have got a story to share, and due to something that was triggered, can you please DM us, email us, call us, whatever, so that we can unpack this? I think it would be good and interesting for us to have a well-rounded table of other people so that we can broaden the conversation.
No, definitely it's going to happen. But at the same time, that now, according to me, I know these things. Okay, so that's the corner. But it's the only thing that you need to learn to live with it.
Yeah, I guess. If you can't sort it out, I suppose you have to learn to live with it. But how do you learn to live? It's important. Thank you for saying that. Yes, you're right. Some things you cannot take away because they're embedded in you. So what do? You have to learn to live with them. That also has to do with you having sometimes a character transplant, a personality transplant sometimes, because if this thing is so deeply embedded in you, it means it's part of your DNA.
Yeah.
So it means, Uguti, you can't remove it, but you have to learn to live with it.
Like, and I'm sorry for saying this. Change.
Yeah, I know. I've met a few people like that.
Because they've made peace with it, Kuti. They're just not going to change.
Guys, I'm cold. This is our brother, by the way. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Hi. It's our little brother. Really.
Last born. Problem. Also change.
I mean, I'm too change. Kuti, there's not much changing that's needed.
Is it?
He's on the right track.
He's on the right track. He'll speak for himself one day. So another thing that like talking about I want to change. One thing that I've picked up also about, even though you have triggers, People are not accountable.
Ooh, guys.
People lack
guys.
accountability. That freaks me out so many times.
That on its own
On
is
its
a
own,
trigger
it's
for
a
me.
trigger for me. Ukuthi, but ubonile into oyenzile.
Take accountability.
Take vuma. When I walk on Zim, ukuthi no, that's nami ngibhedile and I'm sorry.
If it's a pizza, if it's a pizza or it's a cake, if le cake is wrong, still bake wrong, we must each take a piece and account for our part in making the cake. I think for me that becomes a trigger, even in my daily life, because I'm one person who's very quick to admit when I'm wrong or when I realize what I'm wrong. Shikes, I admit, because I wanted to go away quickly. So in my head, I'm thinking, if I admit and I apologize, it's going to go away. And then mina, I've taken ownership and accountability for my part in whatever went wrong, and the other person refuses, or the other people refuse to take accountability. That triggers me. I become so upset. I honestly just become so upset because I'm thinking, how? Okay, so now is everyone going to keep quiet and pretend as if nothing happened?
I think that's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, when you apologize. I remember once in trouble when I was still working for the State Metro, and first thing that you do when you get in there, I did not even fight with the bosses and be like, no, and try to reason, like, I'm sorry.
Sometimes
that's all it takes, just to say, listen, I am sorry, it won't happen again. But now people lie and lie and lie. And for me, that's when I retaliate. But you're lying.
Sometimes, the truth is easier to remember. Honestly, lies, you have to remember every detail. I have to remember I was sitting on a blue couch wearing pink slippers, and because I want to lie and say I was wearing a ball gown, I have to now make up details.
True.
About the ball gown.
True. And for me, now, one thing that I've picked up is that with our generation right now, we are scared of accountability.
Yeah.
As funukvuma, like we run as far as we can. We just defending a nonsense. If you're not being extremely violent in terms of defending yourself, either you go and lie.
Yeah.
So that you shift the blame.
And we don't want to be called out. If there's one thing that I know about our generation, we do not want to be called out. Once you call someone out for something that they did or something that they are doing, you will be persecuted. You are the one who's going to be burnt at the stake for pointing out, but guys, this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening.
I saw some other video trending as well, and people were just like, no, yeah, because it was a female, like, being vulgar to this guy.
Yeah.
It was like the guy was supposed to take it, it's okay.
No.
And I'm like, okay, it's fine. Since we're men, probably yes, you should take it.
Why is it okay?
Well, that's what we've normalized now, to say it's okay for when a female say, if you abuse me verbally, if you say things to me, how dare I have a response to you?
No.
Because you are a woman.
Like that.
I must keep quiet and stick to my lane.
That's what's wrong. I think that's what's wrong. And I think it was started ngomoya omuhle, how maybe our parents, our grandmothers and fathers started. It was to say, as a man, you need to, to be strong and you need to be able to handle things. But somewhere, somehow, along the line, things just got rough. They got wrong. I think, how it was started, even when they say indo daikali, a man doesn't cry. I think the person who started the whole thing meant well, but, somewhere along the line, things just got wrong because a man is a human being. You cannot abuse someone of another gender just because you can do it.
And the thing is that now when you go on like woke Twitter and stuff and whatever, you find them glorifying these things.
No.
I promise
we need to heal.
They glorify them. They glorify them. They take them to a point where uzumuntu ati, yeah, they must know, he must know, and you're like, but that was wrong. You don't do that to another person because
yeah, the beginning, I could be wrong, but the beginning, according to me, is to admit you're wrong and admit you need help and seek out the help and, engage other people as well. I think we're on the right track in as far as healing is concerned.
So far, I think for me, also another thing about healing is that when you start your journey, as much as you spoke about doing it for family and stuff, it's very important to do it for you. And forget about who thinks what. And because sometimes we want to heal so quickly so that your life can be back to normal.
Yes, I want to heal quickly.
You want to heal quickly?
Yes.
It doesn't work that way. It's a process.
I know
You can't.
it's a process.
I'm on mind business.
I want a microwave healing. Because healing is painful.
It is.
Healing is painful,
because
guys,
it's
to be
like
honest.
mawuphuke inyawo or uphuke isandla, right?
Yeah.
The healing process of it is not you just sitting and being like this and then automatically and taking painkillers. It needs you to twist and stretch and like Guamele, you need to fix your wrist. So that pain, that muscle, it's painful.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Even. But, I think it's a necessary thing that needs to happen, not only for yourself, but, mainly for yourself. But if you have kids, you heal so that you can be a better parent to your children as well. That's very important.
But also, I think being a parent is so people take it lightly.
I'm a mother of 3. It's not easy. It's not easy.
And especially when it comes to raising kids and finding healing and also being present in their lives, people take it very lightly. That's why when people are like, don't you want to have your own kids? And I'm like, I want to khulisa abantwana khulisa amaroto.
Hayi man, amaroto. Into embi kanje. Hayi. Abantwana bethu akusiya amaroto.
Or something.
It's not like raising a goldfish. Because literally, if you have a goldfish, you sprinkle ugudla, you go to work, you come back, you're like, hey, fishy. You sprinkle more food and you walk away, and it doesn't respond. You don't take it to school. You don't have to pray with it. You don't, it's just there. Kids are different.
There's another thing, healing for the kids is something that we need to focus on.
Yeah.
When parents start healing for the kids. I think the whole process of healing as well, with me, it has made me feel so uncomfortable because I have to look back at myself and do the whole mirror thing, and I hate.
I think with you, what makes it worse is doing it in the public eye, because I've had a lot of hits, I've had a lot of misfortunes, I've went through a lot, but I suffered in private. Honestly, even though I was an artist, but people didn't know my story.
No story.
I suffered in silence, in private. I think with you, what's worse is it's there.
No matter where you go, the first thing people when they see you, I remember this petrol attendant. Yo, Pushy, what's up? Where now? I'm like, my guy.
Guys, another thing is, we were at a shopping mall and we stepped out of the car, and one of the guys said, hi, Puji, and the other one said, hey, wait, no, Puji.
And I'm like, wow, it's very hectic.
Yeah, so with you, it's a bit hard because, it was public and you can't run away from it. You either wait out the storm or you sit it out, or you go through it head on.
I think one thing that my therapist said to me that made me, because I was suffering from a lot of anxiety as well, when she said to me, I want you to watch the grass burn. Ati magusha, ati sekwenzakela, ati right now when ufuna ukuzama uqoqo, ufuna ukucima la ini, ati magusha, start afresh, ati what you're doing, ati that's the only thing. You look, see things for what they are, not for what you want it to be.
What were you doing besides the anxiety? What was happening?
It was more of, you mean in terms of?
Emotionally. You mentioned the anxiety. You'd go. I know in the mornings you would have extreme anxiety. But what else were you going through in order to shield yourself from the pain?
I would go out clubbing.
And suffer more abuse when you go out clubbing.
The funniest thing is that when you go out, you can feel the way back a corner, but they can't do anything. They can't say it on your face.
Well, they're scared you're going to murder.
You can see what, hey.
Hey, they're scared you're going to throw something at them.
And I go, guys, I am not that person, guys. I am totally not. Like, it takes, I think it's one of those, I'm going to use this, like one of those fuck ups in life. People are just like, it was really not worth it. That's why even when I look back, I'm just like, Tanagabikwa, walk away. And so I tried hiding it with that and being brave, because I was not given any other room but to be brave. And I couldn't sit and die in silence.
But there was too much happening.
There was too much happening. I had no reason, but I had to literally vuga ugeze uphume. And then when I am there, I don't want anyone sitting next to me. I want only my friends, because when somebody comes to me, I'm like, oh my God, you're coming to attack me. Oh my God, you're coming to... And people like would take pictures of me on the side and do all these funny things. And it was shocking. It's when you are a public figure, your life people don't see you as a human being.
Yeah.
They don't think I've got a brother and a sister. You know, they don't, like, I've got family. They don't care. You know, everyone thinks that, no, he came into the entertainment industry, therefore he must know how to handle this. And the worst part of that contributed to my anxiety, as well as part of healing, is that I wanted to speak so badly because I felt so silenced. Bengfuna ukukhuluma, by all means, I wanted to say, listen, this is what's happening. And then I realized that actually with this healing process, I shouldn't be trying to really, the truth is going to come out.
Sometimes people don't care.
People don't care.
People don't care. You know, sometimes you would have gone on this, you embarked on this journey of wanting to say your side of the story, but sometimes people don't care. I think I realized it because, you know, a lot of people called me and said a lot of things, and, you know, I would be like, yeah, but and then I realized actually people don't care.
They don't care.
That's why, you know, in hindsight, I just thought, you know what, focus on you. Focus on healing. Focus on righting your wrongs. Focus on being a better person and making sure that something like that never, ever, ever happens. And you know what? It's fortunately for me and other people, I learned.
Through my experience.
I learned through your experience. I learned. You know, hence I'm saying, unfortunately, you had to be a lesson for other people. You know, like I learned from you, and I know even with our family members, they learned. Uguti, don't.
And I think also with me, I became a new person from that. I literally, you know, we were at some place and somebody was saying things. Do you know what my biggest thing is slim? I was just like, I'm not going to respond to this nonsense. Because I realized that I've learned to be meaner, not tougher. Because when you're strong enough, you're able to walk away from certain things.
Yeah.
But because sometimes you think that you're being a better person, can I become the most meanest person I know? The only way I'm able to defend myself when somebody swears at me on Twitter is for me to say a meaner thing to them, or to go and look and also when somebody attacks me, I become 2 times more than, so even if being like what I did now, it's more extreme than what was done to me.
Yes. Now people focus on your response.
On your response.
Not the trigger.
The trigger. No, they don't care.
Hey, Mara, you are wrong.
You are wrong.
People now will, and it's human nature. It is human nature to say, okay, lo muntu kunyathela icons, wena manje wayomdubula ngesibhamu. Really?
Because I've seen guys like that. Do you know those people?
I've heard.
Lo oti Washington one what? Hey, lamazula yatina. It's a thing. Sekulanda isibhamu. So yabalega. So we in. But I'm not sure if that's a trigger or it's just being a bully.
It's a bit of both.
You just like,
We're getting hand signals. Are we going over?
1 minute remaining. So
1 minute remaining. It sounds like airtime.
Yeah, 1 minute remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return next week, Bougie and Rudolov will be discussing more in terms of healing, in terms of in terms of righting your wrongs. And most importantly, in terms of learning to admit the truth
Yeah.
in your life
Yeah.
and becoming a better person for the society. I think that's
Yeah.
what matters the most.
Yeah.
I want to be a better person for everyone.
I want to be a better person too for everyone.
For everyone.
Wow.
I want you guys, when you see me, listen, hala.
Hello.
Hey, ningakuzi.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.